I was a quick, wet boy diving too deep for coins all of your street life.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Dystopias. I'm back again. I know it's been a while. I was supposed to put out this about 2 weeks ago, actually, but I've been super busy with work and trying to get an event started. And well, not started, but it's in this last month, so it's the 11th hour. So I'm back to give you guys a quick motivation book list update of what I read during the month of April. So during the month of April, I actually read the book that was suggested by a Kima George on the last video, called When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Colin. I'm sorry, I'm reading the title off of my computer because I actually got it as a Nook book. So, and my Nook is dead, so I'm reading off the computer. But anyways, I think it's a good medicine field book about when a doctor becomes a patient. The author was a neurosurgeon. He did not finish the book before his death because he was battling cancer. And what I loved about the book, what I loved about it is that I could relate to the guy, the doctor, because he was a humanities major. He was an English major, but he also had a love for the sciences, and that's kind of what prompted him to look more into it. He got his master's and everything in English, but there was something more he felt as though, and that was neuroscience. And he described neuroscience and neurosurgery as the poetry of human life coming together with medicine. And I absolutely loved it. It was so real, it was so human, and I honestly just could relate because as you all know, I am a humanities major. I graduated with my Bachelor's of Arts in Hispanic Studies, and I've always battled between the humanities and medicine, trying to find the intersection. And the fact that he found it, is in his love of neurosurgery, was very relatable. But although I'm not interested in neurosurgery, but the fact that he found it so within the human brain was beautiful. Also, it was beautiful just the love that was expressed in the forward, in the epilogue. I was able to finish the book before his death, which was sad, but it was very powerful. The fact that you can tell that his love for medicine and people, and he was battling with this thing of death, because sadly a lot of doctors think they are beyond it, and we have to get away from thinking that doctors are beyond death. They're like put down to being a human again. And like I said, it was really about the doctor becoming a patient and human empathy and sympathy, and it was awesome, an awesome read. I think I read it in like a shift and a half at work, because I work overnight in a NICU, and it was so good. And like I said, it was so relatable. Most definitely a top 10 book I have read in the past few years, although I have not been able to read a lot of books, okay, due to school and everything. But that's why it has been my mission to read more. So the second book I read for April, it's not really a medical book, it's not really a motivational book, but it's a deep thinking piece, just like the previous book I was talking about that was more medicine, and this one is more dystopian, community, self-identity. So I have a close friend of mine, his name is Corey Hodge. He self-published a book called As the Sun Smiles. Can you guys see that? It is on Amazon. Let me tell you about this. So I was pleasantly surprised. How about that? So when he said it was a dystopian, I thought it was going to be like more action filled, but it was more of a self-identity and like a self-reflection book of, and what is family, what is community, how we identify personality traits, what is being strong and beautiful, whether male or female. And it's just a dope book. With self-appointed purpose, Alex claims responsibility for the little brother Willie's welfare, providing emotional support and guidance but Alex's faith all but vanishes as intangible fear fully morphs into mass hostiles seen marching up and down neighborhood streets under a beautiful sky and an even more deceptively inviting sun. Alex finally learns that this previously claimed responsibility, though never achievable, was worthy. So this book is way deeper than you think. You think it's going to be about what's going on in the outside world, which is, in a sense, it is, but it's really about family and self-identity and how we perceive others and how we perceive ourselves. And I was so excited to finally get the book, because I knew that he was writing it last year, and the fact that it's out and being published and being pushed, probably once again top 10 books I've read in the past few years, because at a certain point I had to step back. It was like, dang, like, who am I? What am I? How did I get to this point of thinking myself? Basically at the end of the book, it's a huge twist. Of course, it has a twist about spirituality in it. So yeah, so those are the 2 books I read in April. They really hit close to home. The medical one made me more interested in finding a better intersection. Check out When Breath Becomes Air, and of course that is related to the whole thing about death and doctor becoming patient. And check out When the Sun Smiles. I would say it's a clue to the twist in the book, but at the same time, no. But a lot of good metaphors, a lot of spirituality, a lot of family things in this book. So please check this out on Amazon. That is all. Hopefully I'll have time to sit down and film my pre-med or undergrad story journey soon. That is the plan. It's beautiful outside, so I should want to film more. But that is all, y'all. If you have any more suggestions, I am thinking about reading medical astrology next, or a part-time next. I read part of medical part-time undergrad, but yes, that or the medical astrology. So like I said, comment below about any suggestions on books, motivation books too, and let me know. Deuces. See y'all later.